This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino, and we have a 3-hour banger lined up for you today. Plenty, of course, on last night's unbelievable game in the NBA, tonight's game, little Major League Baseball today, Brian Mahoney, live in New York, Knicks and Cavaliers preview, and your big boy, Derek Stevens and Mike Palm, a tradition unlike any other, coming in studio 1 hour from right now, and they will tell you, we don't even know, they will tell you what the guarantee is this year for the Circa Sports Football contests, including Circa Survivor, and they will go over the rules that the mad scientist himself came up with this year. What are they going to do about Thanksgiving week? What are they going to do about Christmas week? And are there any other wrinkles into the mix this year? All of it is going to be fresh for all of us coming up in 1 hour. Pauly, a lot of times, sporting events, TV shows, movies, restaurants, whatever, they never live up to the hype. Last night was better than any hype that you could have put on that game. And hopefully that's how the series plays out. And the Thunder, it appears as if they have a big-time Spurs problem. That was insane. And I will say it for the people who don't like the NBA, you need to just carve out a 2.5-hour window whenever the Spurs play to watch Victor Wembanyama, because we're likely never going to see this ever again.
I don't know how you don't like the sport. I mean, the talent is off the charts, and it's just ridiculous. And to watch this alien who might go down as the greatest player of all time. We read that quote yesterday from a coach who said SGA's a great player but not a cheat code. Wemby's a cheat code. And then he dominates and hits the three from Tulsa to send it to double overtime. And it's not like I would give him as many touches as possible. I mean, please, you got to be kidding me. You're putting Caruso on him. You are right that that OKC has a Spurs problem. They're now 5-1 against them. And I still think they made a ton of mistakes. They had 23 turnovers. They were careless with the ball. They were sloppy. They're still young and inexperienced. That was the youngest starting lineup in history in a conference final. But still, what Harper did, what Vassell did, and to make all these plays. But when in doubt, just feed this guy down low, penetrate, throw it up to him, and good things are going to happen.
So, I don't know, maybe people watch games differently and see results a little bit different than what I do, than what you do. I think it was pretty obvious to, 95 out of 100 people watching the game last night that the Spurs were the better team. They led pretty much the entire way, and it would have been a shame had they walked out of there without a win. And
don't turn the ball over.
Sure, and I think that'll get corrected if De'Aaron Fox comes back and handles the point guard duties.
I'll agree with that.
So, because Castle had 11 of those last night, and so that's game one now of the series. However, that's now 6 games that they played this year. They do not have an answer they're not going to have an answer for Victor Wembanyama. Now, my question is, how many more duds like that are we going to get from the cough, cough, MVP of the league? Mm-hmm. He was horrendous last night.
They helped him out, too. Like the layup that tied it, you have to make him hit a jump shot. Don't let him, don't go one-on-one either.
Yeah.
And Wemby's going away from the basket.
Right.
He needs to protect the rim, and you also have to dare him to shoot and don't let him go around you. But I don't know if the Lakers provided the blueprint, but certainly that was incredible how they held him in check, and he was below average.
I'll ask this question. What is more likely to happen as this series plays out? Is it more likely that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to have a game similar to last night, or that Alex Caruso has a game close to what he did last night? I think it's more likely SGA has a game like last night. Caruso's probably not. Come on, that's his best game of all time.
They're leaving him wide open, though.
On purpose, yeah. Right.
But it worked out with everyone but him. But that's the question. You're saying he won't do that again. And still OKC lost the game. I will say, what's Hartenstein doing, and where's Chet Holmgren?
I know.
I mean, Wemby destroyed this guy. And for Holmgren to only knock down 2 shots and utter destruction on the boards, 61-40. Is that going to change? I don't know.
I don't know why Hartenstein was not in the game more than last night. And it appears as if Chet Holmgren, like Wemby takes this personally, I think, getting compared to Chet, because Holmgren looks like he wants to go and sit in a corner and cry. Like he doesn't even deserve to be on the court, and he's a good ball player. And Wemby ate him for lunch last night, and it wasn't even close. I would also point this out. So when you have to tighten up the rotation, like the Spurs were forced to do last night after the Fox News hit, that can be a good thing. Mm-hmm. I would actually ask the question, are the Thunder too deep? Because we saw what happened last night now with Jalen Williams coming back, and now Daigneault has to, it's like a Rubik's Cube. He's got to, figure out the puzzle here, which guys need to play at what time. Like, would they have been better off last night if Williams didn't? And he was fine. He was good. But what does that do to A.J. Mitchell now? A.J. Mitchell was the absolute man in the 4-game series against the Lakers, and it doesn't have a role now.
Yeah.
I mean, and the guys who didn't even play last night for that team. So I guess the good news is there will probably be an other, much like Caruso, who will have a good game like every time they hit the court. You can't expect that from Caruso. So that could be an A.J. Mitchell. It could be a McCain, I guess, if he gets the run. It might be the other Jalen Williams, who knows? But they can't have, SGA has to play like the guy who was given the MVP last night.
Yeah. I still think they shoot too many threes. They shot 43 threes, and they were 30% for the game. To me, that's too many. I love that Wemby only took 2, and he made the big one that counted. But you get the bad news on Fox before the game. Johnson thought he was playing, and then 10 minutes later, no, he's out. Harper, the second rookie, and the first guy since Magic Johnson have 20, 10, 5, and 5 in a playoff game. This is ridiculous. He's 20 years old.
20.
Wemby's 22 years old. What's Castle? 21 years old. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. And I know you feel good, too, what you tweeted yesterday. These were NBA people who were saying, big mistake to take this guy when he struggled in one summer league game?
I was on, Paul, the next show, we were doing mornings then, the next show that we did, because I think he played on a weekend, when we came back, we talked about it during that show, and I'm like, could you believe the reaction? It's one summer league game for Victor Wembanyama, and he did not look good, and people lost their minds saying the Spurs made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I don't know who this person is, but somebody from Underdog with 23,000 followers seconded what I said last night. He goes, I remember it vividly.
Okay. I remember people saying, whoop-de-doo, this is no big deal. This transcends sports. This is where your mom even knows who he is, and you have to get to a television set. And even what Calcavecchio said about what his rookie cards are going to do going up in value.
That. I mean, my God.
Well, yeah, if he's the MVP and they win the whole thing. I mean, to be 7'4" and do that and just bring the ball up, dribble between your legs, and then shoot from the parking lot and attack the rack, to put the ball on the floor and just throw down a monster dunk and do whatever you want, it's ridiculous.
So the stretch that he had last night, like when he hit the 3 from 30 feet out to tie it up, and then they threw a couple of alley-oops, and he's 10 feet away from the rim, and somehow he puts them in like that. Then he corralled that one block to basically end the game. That felt like a bang-bang sequence where it's like, this, what is happening right now? Did that really just take place on the court where one individual can do all of that in the span of three minutes, the way it felt? So, yeah, as we said yesterday, he is the best player on the court, and that includes the guy who won the second straight MVP. And great timing, by the way, bringing up that quote yesterday, Pauly. You know, what you said earlier to begin the show is that he's the real cheat code, and he truly was last night. So now you would think that a team, after losing game 1 at home, it would be a perfect bounce-back spot in game 2 for them, right? But aren't these two teams at least evenly matched? They're laying 6.5 in game 2.
Well, it's also about matchups too. They match up very well against them.
Yes, they do.
And if Chet's going to wet himself in the corner, this is going to be a big problem as well. So we brought up the fact that they were 4-1 against them in the regular season. They averaged 114 points per game against the number 1 defense, and a lot of these games weren't even close. What they did. So to have all those turnovers, and you still win the game like that. Now, it's a whole different story, I guess, if he misses the 3 and then OKC hangs on to win. But I got to see how they respond, and especially SGA and what these other guys do with the supporting cast. So, but to get that out of Harper, for a 20-year-old to play like that after the late news on Fox.
Oh, he's way beyond his
years. And I'm with
you,
because the one thing that Fox can do also, in addition to knock down the 3, but he can penetrate and set it up with Lob City to the guy too, but also take better care of the ball.
What do you think?
I'm not gonna kill the kid for how he played, but also with the silly turnovers. That's going to happen at that age. But they are so far ahead of schedule, it's ridiculous. And you just see that the average age of the starting five last night was 22 years old.
I'm glad that we spent that much time yesterday talking about Harper. Also, we spent I hate myself for this. We spent a couple of minutes talking about Caruso, most threes for the series, and I never bet him. So that's full of regret with that one. But Harper, again, he is refreshing to watch. And I have, in a 20-year-old, I have as much confidence in him going to the rack as like any player in the league. Like when he has the ball isolated and he has one defender in front of him, like he's going to go there and score. Like this person's not going to stop him.
Well, condolences if you had the under. I don't think, double. You need a double overtime to get it. I don't think you can put up a 220 anymore with these teams.
I don't think so either.
You just see it's going to be a grind fest at times, too.
Yeah, the fourth quarter definitely died down.
Yeah.
And it was much more defensive-minded at that point. And I will say that they did, like the Spurs did, I thought some of those were forced, but they missed a bunch of open threes, though, in the game, too. So, and I got news for you, too.
But there's no need to do that when there's two things. When you can just go to the basket and just throw it up. He's got Caruso on.
I agree.
Come on.
Caruso and Jalen Williams, by the way.
It's like your kid trying to guard you playing with the size advantage. And the other thing is, three's bigger than two. I'd rather make SGA knock down a contested jumper than leave Caruso wide open from three.
Okay.
If they're going in, then I have to respect him. Well, and I'm going to say when FGA can't make a shot, then I'm going to dare him to do something.
Yeah, if it's his night, you might want to get a hand on him.
Yeah.
Some guys get hot, and that's,
he's a pro.
Heat check time.
Yeah, he's a pro. You can't leave him wide open.
Sure. I will say, if the Spurs take game 2, it's going to be a sweep. Up next,
easy Cowboy.
Game 1 Eastern Conference Finals, series and player props, MVP numbers. I had to tell one of our colleagues to dial it down about 50 notches on this player. Who that is coming up next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
So now tonight we get Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks 6.5 here at Circa, 218 the total against the Cavaliers. I know that you bet it, Pauly. I bet it earlier today. It's Cat assists over 4.5. Laid 28 cents with that. And I'll give you another one, too.
8 in a row.
Yep. I found will Cat average 6 assists per game in the series?
FanDuel?
5-1.
Where was that?
BetMGM.
All right.
Took a slice of that. Will
you
he
have to.
Will he average 6 a game at 5-1? To me, was worth a bet.
Good job. Absolutely. Because the thing is that's infuriating, and you want to drop F-bombs watching the game, is the foul trouble.
You're right.
And the silly fouls. So as we've talked about many times, the ladders would be real and spectacular and gigantic. Number one, if they wouldn't blow everybody out, and if he doesn't get in foul trouble. So 8 straight overs with his assists. And he's been so good since they changed the offense. Since Game 3 of the Atlanta series, they've won 7 in a row. Average margin, 26 a game. 7 of the last 8 wins by double digits. 4 by 29 plus. They outscored Atlanta and Philly by 194 points. The largest margin ever through a team's first 10 postseason games. They also dropped 140 points in both series clinchers. And OG says he's good to go. Atkinson called him a juggernaut. He's right. And it also appears this is like the same scenario when they played Game 1 of the last series against Philly. Philly was coming off the big series against Boston in the comeback, and they win Game 7 on the road, and then the short turnaround, and they were gassed and had nothing in the tank. Mm-hmm. I thought Atkinson, who's a good coach, made a mistake playing the starters too long when they were up 30, and they were in total control Game 7 on Sunday night. So the short turnaround, Knicks are rested. Knicks keep blowing people out. Most expensive ticket ever for a conference final as well. Get in price, you're looking at $600, and the good seats, astronomical, as they haven't made the finals since 1999. They're revved up and ready to go.
Yeah, and there's also, now this applied to last night's game as well, because both Oklahoma City and the Knicks were off of at least a week of rest. Did not go well for the Thunder. but it's now 26-12 straight up, 24-14 ATS when a team is off of at least a week of rest since 2003, and when you're a home favorite, now 22-7 straight up after last night and 20-9 ATS. And money on the Cavaliers, at least here at Circa. Again, Knicks are down to 6.5-point favorites. What do you want to do with Donovan Mitchell? I've said this a couple of times going back to last week now. They pointed this out on one of the broadcasts. He has more 30-point playoff games than any other player since he came into the league. And most points per game in game ones in their career. Michael Jordan averaged 34 points per game in game ones. Allen Iverson, 32.9. And Spida, 32.3. He got the job done in round one against Toronto, 30-plus, but did not get there on the road against Detroit in game one.
I want to look at his assists over. And I don't think it's a bad bet for take a flyer on him to lead the series in assist. If you're going to see more of get these guys involved from three and penetrate, because they might collapse, and we'll see. Because that's what Detroit did, and they finally figured it out and told him before Game 7. So maybe he's more of a facilitator here. I don't like him for threes over, not only tonight, but for the series. Not enough. I don't think he's a good enough three-point shooter. I would look at OG and some other guys there. But I would look at Mitchell assists over, definitely Cat assists over, Ladder, Cat, and Sam Merrill over 1.5 made threes.
I don't mind. What's the juice on
this
that?
Guy, it's only like $1.40.
Okay.
This guy needs more minutes and more playing time. And I also like Strus's game as well. I don't know. You can give me the get the hell out of here. When they met in the playoffs 3 years ago, the Knicks destroyed them on the boards. Robinson, these guys. So, Robinson and OG and Cat and all these guys eat on the glass. That's when Allen said the lights were too bright after that series.
Yeah.
So it was a long
by the way,
time.
he was asked about that.
Okay.
I think it was either yesterday or this morning. Would it have been this morning already?
They destroyed him.
Yeah, and Allen said, I meant it at the time. But he goes, I've also grown up a lot, and I'm not the same person, nor am I the same player that I was. I think that was in 2023. Something like that, give or take. Whenever. So anyway, that's 3 years ago now at least. But no, he owned up to it.
Yep.
It's a totally different guy right now. Well, if that guy can play like he did in Game 7, I mean, they're certainly live. I don't think the Cavaliers are nearly as live as Jonathan Von Tobel does, who was hosting Money Moves before us, and I did Pot of the Futures with him last night.
Mitchell's 50-1 to lead in assists, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
He really likes the Cavaliers to win the series, and he was making a case for Harden to win the MVP, and I just laughed at him.
Oh, come on.
Like, you got to get this. You love James Harden going all the way back to his Clippers days many years ago. You can't get it out of your system. I can't get there. So I told him that we have to come up with a bet on this. Like, if they either win the series or Harden wins the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, like, he and I have to have some sort of significant bet.
There's just no way. His history is atrocious.
Yeah, right.
You can't do it. But I think he's getting too much respect here with Eastern Conference MVP. He is the third choice now, tied with Cat. Brunson minus 170. Now, he's been great offensively, but then again, they've had the blowout wins, and it's also huge that they got Bridges going late in the Atlanta series.
Well, what number are you seeing right now on Harden?
Harden's 12-1, the same as Cat.
I see 22 at FanDuel.
Oh, wow. Okay, big difference.
I took some Cat today, by the way, 12-1. I had to do that.
Yes.
I'm all about this guy.
Yeah. The rebounds are going to be there. He's minus 350 to have the most rebounds in the series. Mm-hmm. I like the 12-1, 11-1 most assists in the series. That's going to be there. I know the shots won't be there, but still, what if he has 2 or 3 triple doubles like he's done already? So that could come in as well. But just after what he did in Game 7 and how he struggled in his entire career in these big games, there's just no way I want any part of Harden.
Let me ask you 2 other guys on the Knicks anyway and how you'd like to attack them. One would be the aforementioned OG Anunoby. We were asked if he's worth the flyer to actually make the most threes in the series.
Yes.
So you think it was a small number, though. I think it's like 5-1. So he's one of the short shots for most threes.
Yeah, he's plus 550 at DK.
And so we think that he's going to have enough attempts for that to be there. He's 75-1 for most points in the series. And I think that's correlated with this whole...
I guess I'd rather have Strus at 6-1, though. I think Strus could have more attempts.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. If Merrill gets the run, he might take 10 threes a game. And that dude is, again, dead-eye Dick out there.
Right. That's the good. That's the question. Though. How many minutes will he get?
I think
you got to give him a lot of minutes.
And when this whole thing flipped, and when Towns went to Brown and said, "Hey, what do you think about this idea?" and they're running the offense more through him, and he's playing point center. That's correlated with his assists going up and Anunoby's scoring taking off, and he's 75-1 now to lead in scoring as well. And the other guy would be Josh Hart, Mr. Do Everything here for the Knicks.
Yep.
He is he's around the same number, at least for assists in this game at 4.5 as Towns is. But have you done anything with him? Like, will he have a triple-double in the series? I wonder what that number is. Just to have one, to bet it before the series. I don't want to bet him every game because he's not going to, but because he'll have a stinker where it's like 6 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. But he'll also probably have a game that's 13, 15, and a dozen. Because he seemingly does that every single playoff round. I really like that guy, but it's just kind of up and down with him. And another guy that I brought up yesterday was McBride. But that's kind of
phenomenal against Philly.
For sure.
Great.
And if they're going to be open for him, because let's be honest here, like the defense for both of these teams can be a little bit weak on the perimeter. You looking for the most threes?
There's a lot of good stuff here.
Okay.
At DraftKings.
You get lost in the menus.
There is, yeah. Mitchell to have 5 dimes in every game, 17-1. Cat to have 5 in every game, plus 650. Hart to have 8 boards in every game, 5-1.
Oh man, that can happen.
Brunson to score 25 in every game, plus 425. Strus to hit 2 threes in every game, plus 425.
You know why I like the Hart one so much? 8+ rebounds in every game, because he's going to play 40-ish minutes every single game, and rebounds are basically a hustle stat. And that guy leaves his guts on the court every single game. So 8+ rebounds in every game, 5-1, that's worth a sprinkle, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can also probably bet, will he average, you can find this at certain books as well, will he average like 8 rebounds a game? And then you can ladder it up. Will he average 10, 12, whatever? But he's certainly one guy that I would attack there.
Tonight, Cat's 12-1, triple-double. That's low. Other books have better odds. I'm at DraftKings. Hart is 32-1. Triple-double tonight. Wemby's 42-1 tomorrow. Smarter bets start here, and this limited time offer won't last much longer. Get a full year of VSiN Pro, normally $240 for just $199. When you sign up today, 2 extra months free. 14 months, VSiN Pro, less than 50 cents a day. Code PRO, every best bet, every host, every guest. Real-time betting splits, DK and Circa. AI-powered prop tools. 24/7 video, full show replays. VSiN.com/subscribe. Promo code PRO. Get it now.
Mike Breen is calling the game tonight. I'm looking right now at a prediction market for the on-air mentions because I want to bet bang at like 98%. I don't care. They don't have it listed.
Come on.
Got to put the bang up. Come on.
Yeah.
There is a very good possibility that this specific player is shook in the Western Conference Finals. We'll discuss in Real or Fugazi next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
That's
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard are here to make you a friend of ours.
That would mean you were made guy.
Investigating what is and isn't legit.
That's a fugazi. All right? That's a fugazi. I looked at it for 2 seconds.
Seeing through the lines to make you a better.
I know you know. And I know you know I know you know.
The FTM Army is being sent for.
In our thing, you get sent for, you go in alive, you come out dead. And it's your best friend that does it.
These 2 wise guys would never steer you wrong.
Forget about it.
This is Real or Fugazi on Follow the Money.
By the way, before we dive into this, congratulations to fans of Arsenal and for people who bet them. They just took down the Prim. How about that?
Yep. Man City with the draw. Not good enough.
No good.
So that's, I think, the first time since 03. Great season.
Long time coming.
They did it. Yep. So that Sunday doesn't mean anything from that standpoint, although we still are going to have we could have a relegation battle. Tottenham needs a draw. They're down 1-0 in the 60th minute. If Tottenham gets a point, it's over. And they will stay up and West Ham will be relegated.
What if they don't?
Then it comes down to Sunday.
Yeah.
They have to lose, and West Ham needs to win.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yep.
Bill Russell would eat Wemby for breakfast. Real or fugazi?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's a throwback to
Oh, my
my
God.
dad's generation for people
no.
who loved the NBA back then and can't get old school basketball out of their heads.
Jimmy Vaccaro would just be another player, he said. Today's athletes bigger, better, faster, stronger. It would be the other way around. That's fugazi.
We should get Bob Ryan on sometime and run that by him. See what he says. Hang up the phone.
You want to ask Bob Ryan?
Live on the air. Hey, Bob, what do you think about this?
Would Wemby eat Russell's lunch? All right, set it up. I'm in. Set it up. I think it'd be great.
We never talked to Bob Ryan ever again, though, so...
Oh, they'd be fine with it. You could be okay with it. I just want to see the reaction.
We're watching... Now, hear me out.
Come on.
We're watching the most talented and gifted baseball player and the most talented and gifted basketball player in the history of their sports at the same time. Real or fugazi?
Real. Yep. Got to go back to Babe Ruth with Ohtani.
Yeah.
And we've never seen this before in NBA history.
Not calling him the best.
No.
Not saying
None
come
of
on.
that.
He's
You
22 years old. So.
You saw the whole repertoire last night. Come
Yeah.
on. 22 years old, 7'4". You can just throw it up, dunk it, knock down threes. The intimidation factor and why it was highway robbery a couple years ago that he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year.
Agreed.
So many guys last night not even looking at the basket because they know the alien's right there.
That's exactly right.
You know, and the guys who would turn down a fast break, knowing the intimidation factor.
Now, again, I said this when Giannis Antetokounmpo was in his prime winning MVPs. Like, we're probably never going to... Now, fast forward like 5 years, we get Wemby. It's very likely we never see another player like this. Like, in our lifetime.
No way.
7'5" handles like that, dominates defensively, and can shoot from downtown?
Yeah.
What?
The kid in Florida couldn't even get on the floor, who's 7'8",
Yeah.
7'9".
Yep.
Dan Gilbert deserves some credit for the Game 7 win, sending 20-plus buses and giving all the fans good seats. Real or fugazi?
That was a great job out of him.
How many owners do that?
No, there
That's
should be
a great
more.
job.
Like that, I think of like Arthur Blank, who keeps the prices real at the Mercedes Dome in Atlanta. Like super suppressed prices there for like food, drinks, beer, whatever. That's a great idea. Why not? That's almost like a high school or a college move. And he did it at the pro level in a Game 7, and they took over that crowd. And they were great.
They were loud.
Sure, it was almost like the home court advantage did not exist.
It was strong, 20-plus buses.
Yep.
Good for him.
There should be no max contract for a player like Victor Wembanyama. Is that real or fugazi?
Yeah, that goes back to LeBron James. Even Michael Jordan. Like, what's the true value of Michael Jordan? Shouldn't he make like 80, 90 million a year?
Right.
What's the true value of Michael Jordan? Yeah.
And if Wemby was a free agent at the end of this year with no max contract, now I'm being conservative here. I think a team would sign him to like 5 years, $1 billion. And I'm being very low end.
Well, you see these astronomical deals in soccer, what they give these guys.
Well, and plus, what was the money quote from the one GM talking about the NBA draft? A number one pick is worth hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all you need to know
yes.
then.
T. Rizzo on the show Thursday. He's okay now. He had a heart attack, and he missed 2 weeks, and he'll tell us all about it on Thursday. A heart attack is worse than kidney stones on a pain level. Real or fugazi? Well, I knew one guy who had a heart attack, and he said it was so painful. They're driving him in an ambulance. He's crying. He's a tough guy. He said the pain was so unbearable. He was crying in the ambulance after he had the heart attack.
Well, knock on wood, I've not had a heart attack yet. Hopefully, I never do. I have had a kidney stone though. I don't wish a kidney stone on my worst enemy. But yes, I would. You can like kidney stones. Come on, that's much easier to manage. My dad survived a heart attack, and he was done. My mom heard a thud downstairs.
Yeah?
John wouldn't respond. Goes up, not breathing, no pulse for like a minute.
Oh, wow.
She had to revive him. He survived it. My dad. So for people that can do that, I don't know. And I don't know if he felt it though. Like Rizzo felt it, right? Because
Rizzo,
said, I listened to the video yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't breathe. My chest is killing me. I got to get to the doctor right now. The doctor told him, if you would have waited like you're dead. 45 minutes. My dad is completely unconscious. So, like, do you feel that in that moment, or are you just like, done?
Sure. I think there's different kinds.
Sure.
I'd love to hear from the audience on that with heart attacks. FTM@vsin.com or tweet at us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this guy said he was in tears. The pain was unbearable. as they're driving him to the hospital.
So that's basically, you know that you're having a heart attack, you're conscious, and there's nothing you can really do about it until you get to the hospital. Oh, God, it's the worst case scenario, man.
Well, good job for Rizzo. I mean, I don't see that people would feel that and be like, okay, wait, you're going to walk off a heart attack? No, I'll be okay. You know?
Yeah. We are not allowed to have Thunder Spurs fatigue as a basketball society. Is that real or fugazi? Because this might be 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, I don't see why. Yeah, why? No, this was the best tweet about last night. Guy who covers the league said, I think there are 15 players in this series that would be the second best player on the Pistons. And I think he's right. I think he's right.
Wow.
That's a great tweet. You have to appreciate the excellence, how great these guys are, and the roster construction. Absolutely. I never got sick of Golden State and Cleveland.
No, neither did I.
I wanted that in the finals every year.
No.
The amount of talent that was on the floor. And to see if LeBron could beat one of the best teams ever assembled. It was awesome.
Sure. Now,
this is if we get this, you got to love to sign up for the next 5 years.
So if we get more games like last night, stretch out over 7 games, like that's just going to be an elite series. And also that's going to create an unbelievable modern-day rivalry as well if they meet every single year in the playoffs. I think there's a good chance Chet Holmgren is absolutely shook in this series. Is that real or fugazi?
That's real. Yes.
They had to put Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams on Wemby last night. The kid looked, again, like he was going to go and cry in the corner.
2 shots. That's the other thing. I know.
Oh, my Lord.
That's something to monitor going back. Maybe this guy, you look up at this guy and say, I don't have a chance.
Sure.
I know, but maybe he's got to be close to him. It can't be a blowout in a rout like it was, and they didn't belong on the same floor.
We'll acknowledge what happened last night in the NHL as well. Another overtime game. Nothing much worse as a fan base than losing a Game 7 at home in overtime.
Well, I will say what happened to Buffalo is the worst. Time and time again, and you couldn't win at home. You lost Game 5 at home. You lost Game 7 at home. You score 8 goals in Montreal in Game 6. Home teams are now 3 games under 500 in the playoffs. It's nuts. And the road team won what? 4 of the last 5? 5 of the last 6 in that series, whatever it was?
Yeah.
So,
well, plus they were I thought that after the first period, they were clearly the best team.
I think it's to lose Game 5, and then you still force a Game 7, and then you lose it again at home. And also how bad they played at home in the Boston series, too. I think going out that way is brutal.
Well,
same thing with the Pistons. They lost Game 5, and they lost Game 7. They blew Game 5. They're up 9 with 2:30. That's got to be a bad taste. Tough way to spend the offseason. Is
it worse than having so many chances to win the game last night and not winning compared to the Pistons when the game's over in the second quarter? Like that's.
I'd rather lose Game 7 than they did Game 5. That's just sometimes it's not your night. I'd rather just get blown out than just okay.
Yeah, I think I would too.
We collapse and we're up 9 with 2:30 and somehow we lose and can't score the rest of the game. Inexcusable.
Right. Yeah.
They're trying an experiment here in Miami where they played a day game to see. I think they got the result. I think experiment over. You're telling me there's 20 people there?
I told you during the first inning what is going on here today because you could do a head count. I can't believe this, but of all the baseball stadiums in the country I've been to, this is one of them. I think I've been to like 9 or 10, and I've been to the one in Miami. It's okay. Nothing special. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, how many people, honestly, do you think are here? 300?
Someone for Atlanta hit a home run, and there's no one in there.
You couldn't see anybody there.
The ball's still probably out there. Pick it up.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Coming up in 20 minutes, Derek Stevens, Mike Pullman Studio. You're going to find out everything you need to know about Circa Football Contest this year. Win some, lose some. Coming up next.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays. Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
New Hook overtime winner, end of regulation, 14-1. 80-1 before the game. 2-2 exact score in regulation, 10-1. 3-2 final, 12-1. To go to overtime, plus 320. Spurs Thunder, game 1 overtime, 11-1. Any game goes to overtime in the series, 3-1. Most threes in the game, Caruso, 14-1. Wembanyama to have 20 rebounds in a game in the series, 5-1. Brewers plus 145, and the Cubs home winning streak. Phillies 16-4 under Mattingly. Rays have won 11 in a row at home. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. Chico could be on America's Funniest Home Videos. When he has to leave, every time they say we have to leave Grandma's house, he says, no, I'm not
We
leaving.
have to go home and go to bed.
I want to stay.
Yes, we have
That's
to go
incredible.
home and go to bed.
They could win a lot of money with this if the back in the day with Bob Saget hosting the show, how good this is. And Christy sent that in for the second time. Chico doesn't like to leave. That is great. I'm going in fresh with this one. We got a dog stealing food? What happened? Oh, yes, this was good. Uber Eats. The guy ordered Uber Eats. He goes, I never got it. Look who comes in. The neighbor. The dog comes in, jumps up by the door and grabs the big bag of food. And it's bigger than he is. And he hauls it off. Eventually, I grabs it, right? He goes, Christmas came early. I'm going to have some fun. And there he goes as they catch him on camera. What happened to my damn food? I thought I got. No, they didn't get it.
Now, if you're the neighbor with that dog, can you train them to do that?
We've seen videos where the dog can open the fridge and bring the guy
For
a
sure.
beer and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, go get the neighbor's food. Go grab something off the porch.
Wouldn't that be-
get
that's
the
kinda-
package, whatever.
I kind
Yes.
of hope that's the situation here.
Yeah, that's great. God red-handed. The dog steals the Uber Eats food. Great. Lose some. Home teams, 3 games under 500 NHL playoffs. Sabres, 1-7 all-time in Game 7s. Also, the Bills came into existence in the 70s. So did the Sabres. Nothing. No titles. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Oh, I got a great message today from Jack on Instagram.
Yep, all this time with Josh Allen. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Keep losing to the Chiefs. It's unfortunate. I feel your pain, though, being from Minnesota.
How about this? He's a lifelong Sabres and Bills guy. And he said 35 years ago, they started a joke that was, well, I hope we see one before we die. We won a
right.
title in our lifetime.
Even the Cubs did it.
That's 35 years ago now.
Yeah.
So now, hello, you're in your 50s, maybe your 60s, and it's like, this is really not going to happen, is it?
No. See the news today? Higo split with his caddy.
I did.
How about that?
Sure, blame him.
That's right. The caddy's the fall guy.
Always the fall guy.
Oh, that's vicious. That's vicious. And the other one, I don't know if Luke was able to pull it in. This happened earlier. Spygate in the Championship League. Southampton was expelled over Spygate. They've been kicked out of the finals Saturday morning for spying on multiple opponents during the season. They also get a 4-point deduction next year. The team they beat, Middlesbrough, goes on to face Hull City. $270 million on the line. And the worst part about it is they showed where they caught the guy red-handed. It's some guy with a camera standing behind a tree. You know, it's like, who am I with this hat on? I'm still Johnny Cochran. It's not a disguise. It's like, wait, I can see you. The guy, Luke, you can pull that tweet in. They got the one where they see the guy standing behind a tree. You can clearly see him as he's filming and showing the video to, the Southampton people as he's at practice. Come on.
Uh-huh.
And how about this? Every other team, no matter the league, quick ruling, just like that.
Yep.
Nothing on Man City.
Nope.
Still waiting on Man City.
By the way,
$270 million on the line Saturday. They're kicked out because of Spygate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's brutal. And a 4-point deduction. And the bad beat. Condolences to ER. He had it. Double overtime to put it over. And 217 up to 220. Ridiculous. Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all, winning for 15 straight years. All of it documented and posted publicly. SharpPlays.com. When they move, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers ship. Respected, watched, and feared. Start winning with them sharpplays.com, and look for the Mr. Poison tweets every day. Sharpplays.com. Get there now.
Yeah, Aaron Renning's going to be on the show tomorrow, professional sports bettor, and he is going to be in Oklahoma City for Game 2 tomorrow night. We'll get his thoughts on that game. Also, how about this? Told me that he's lost 25 unders to overtime over the last 2 years. 25 unders to overtime last 2 years. He's won one over to overtime.
How can that be?
Do you know how much?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine the swing there in the overall money? 25 losers because of overtime, one winner as a result? That's absolutely preposterous.
It is. Yeah.
Like zero overtime luck going your way.
Yeah. I think for a couple of years, Dave Koken, rest in peace, kept track of it. He could never win a baseball game. This is before the rules change. He could never win a baseball game that went to extra innings.
That's right. That's right.
And he goes, I've lost 15 in a row. I can't, this is mathematically impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And he would, curse the sport when that would happen.
Okay, so how have you played the Knicks-Cavaliers series? Did you lay a game and a half? Did you do anything with the Knicks? I think we're both in unison here that we like New York in the series overall.
Yeah. I just got involved with the cat props and OG MVP and cat MVP.
Okay.
I just think it looks too easy. I mean, they should be able to take care of them no problem.
Yeah, and by the way,
and win comfortably. Number one, I want to see it. It'd be great for the league. They haven't made the finals since 1999. Crazy fan base.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. What happened last year, you thought you were going to get it done and lost to the Pacers. But how well they're playing, an historic all-time run, to be 7 wins in a row, and the average margin is 26 a game. And 7 of the last 8 wins are by double digits. It's crazy. So finally, Mitchell exercises the demons and gets to the conference final. But as I pointed out yesterday, you're 1-4 all time. It's only happened one time. When you go 7 games, and then you're in the conference finals. Only one team has been able to win that conference final after going 7, and the Knicks are well rested and with the home court.
Sure. For the record, I did end up, you yelled at me yesterday when I told you on the air that I had not hedged at that point on my Spurs ticket to win the West at 18-1. I was holding firm on that throughout the entire day. And then JVT and I recorded Pot of the Futures last night. And as the game is about to tip off, I get the news on De'Aaron Fox. I'm like, yeah, I got a hedge. So I laid 245 with Oklahoma City, and they go out and lose the game without Fox. So it is what it is, but now I locked in a profit either way. No looking back at this point.
Well, you would have cursed yourself if
course.
Wemby's 3 doesn't go in.
No doubt. No doubt.
And they somehow blow that game.
Yeah, and they're $4 today to win the series.
Yes, right.
So you can't lose sleep over something like that. By the way, Derek Stevens, Mike Palm coming up in 7 minutes here. They're going to announce all the information that you need to know with Circa Football Contest for the 2026 football season. I want to know what they're going to be doing, obviously, with the Thanksgiving week, the Christmas week. And this is, I don't know how to answer this one, but I get this question all the time. So I'm going to run it by both of them when they're in. And that is, can they do anything about people who tag team and get 60 or 80 or 100 or more injuries together? I don't know how to answer you when you message me. I don't know how to answer my friends when they ask me.
I know that's frustrating, but I just don't think, what can you do?
If
a guy's going to get his son, wife, and kids in the damn thing.
I don't know either. So, but we'll run that by them, see what they have for that. And I told Derek this last year, got to tell him again, for Grandissimo, they had 69 people in the $100,000 contest. Like, put this in Dana White's ear, and then have Dana White, because he loves to gamble, loves to play in these contests, have Dana White share that information with his buddies and have them tell their friends, because that's probably going to that could get to like 200 people this year.
Did you ever see the video of him talking about, what's it called? Slap fight, or whatever it's called? He goes, I put up $1 million, the Fertittas put up $1 million, and all these social media influencers and all these guys, and I say, come out, have at it, and tweet it, and we get 1 billion views. Just incredible.
For sure.
It's like, who you run with and who you know, and all these social media people and all those guys who have 20 million followers or whatever. Yeah.
Spreads like wildfire.
That's what that couple kids did that last year, right? That guy had like
That's
20
right.
million followers on TikTok or Instagram, and he got 2 entries.
Yeah. We'll also find out what the guarantee is going to be this year for all of their contests. I have a guess. I don't know how accurate that's going to be, but we're going to get all that information coming up. Again, Derek Stevens, owner, CEO of this property. Mike Palm, he's the VP as well. The annual tradition announcing their plans for the 2026 Circa football contests. Can't wait to find out about the holiday weeks and the guarantee coming up here on VSiN.